spreading the news.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
New York, I love you. I love New York.
Rose trying to get open, fires away. Bang! It's over! The Bulls win at the buzzer! Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Puts up the three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Off the Ball podcast with me, your host, Chris LeBron, and I got a great show for you guys this week. You know my love for the NBA draft, so I got a couple great guests with me today. So we're going to dive into the NBA draft. We're going to do a mock draft. We're just going to do the first round, but we're going to do a mock draft, and we'll have the simulation up in just a second. But let me introduce a couple fine gentlemen that'll be joining me. As you've seen, a couple of these guys have been on the podcast before, and as you see, wearing the greatest of all times, gear, Mr. Stephen Gillaspie from the No Ceilings crew. Stephen, what's going on, my guy?
Man, just trying to be like you, man. Trying to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. You know, that's all we're doing out here. Chris, it's awesome to be on the show. It's always love, man. Always appreciate when you reach out and want to have me on your show. And anytime that I can make it happen, I'm gonna be here. So here I am.
I appreciate you. You quick with it. I said, hey man, you want to come on? And you were like, let's do it. So I always appreciate you, Steve. And to the bottom, as you see, my guy Corban. If you've seen him a bunch of times, we've done a bunch of mock drafts ourselves. So Corban, what's good, my guy?
Hey, happy to be here, man. Happy again. The great got Steven over here, got you up here. Like I'm a good company, man. And we talking draft. Like, come on, it's the Tuesday trifecta.
Let's do it. This is the first mock draft of the year at the Off the Ball podcast. As you can see, make sure to follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and let's get into it. So we're gonna do a first round mock draft. I'm gonna go with the first pick. I didn't want we talked about this before. I didn't want the first pick. I know.
Only host out here keeping the first pick to himself.
I never want to take the first pick. I always give it to the guest or whoever else is on the show. But it kind of coincides with the Knicks picking at the 25. So, I had to do the math. 3 times 3. And I was like, all right, I want to draft for the Knicks. So I got the number one pick. Steven will draft second. Corban will draft third. And then we'll go out have four and like so on. So we'll go with that. We'll bring up the little draft board I got, a little fancy. Boom. We're gonna use the guys that know. I don't know if you ever heard of these guys. No Ceilings. I think they do some draft stuff. I've kind of heard
a
little bit of draft stuff. So we'll be using their rankings. I think you guys just dropped the big board, right? Recently, around the last week or so.
Yeah, we got a big board dropping, and for everybody who's listening live, tomorrow we got our mock draft. First one of the new year will be dropping over at NoCeilingsNBA.com.
There we go. So we did the simulator. I gave you guys what the projections. I think this is going to go the way that I sent you, but it could be a little different. So, just like NBA GMs, you never know what's going to happen. So, but with this mock draft, we're going to go with the Hawks with the number one pick, and it's from the pick they got in when they made the trade with the Pelicans, right? Yeah, with the Pelicans. Yes, so they'll be drafting. This will be the second time in a few years that they'll get the number one pick. So let's do it. Let's get right into it. Let's get the draft chime ready. Oh, there we go. Let's get right into it with the first pick. The Atlanta Hawks select AJ DeBanza.
Wow.
Oh,
with AJ DeBanza. I know. Okay. I know the darling is Darren Peterson. I know. Everyone changes up. It was AJ at one point, right? Everybody loved AJ, and then Darren Peterson. something about this kid, I just think screams he's going to be a superstar. And I'm not saying that Darren Peterson doesn't have that effect, but with this, he has the size, the length. He's bullying people, bullying 23, 20. Well, there's like 29-year-olds now in college, so he's just bullying people. He's strong, can get to the cup. He has everything you want. He can score. I know that the outside game is not there yet, but I think it will get there. Eventually. I think he's around 32% from three. It's going to get there. I just love all the traits he has. They only have one loss right now, BYU. We've been playing winning basketball. I absolutely love AJ. I've been on point. Just keep going number one. I'm not changing my mind because I see a couple, Darren Peterson highlight. I'm sticking. I think AJ. If I'm the Hawks, I take AJ number one. And they got to make up for Ricochet, taking Ricochet a few years back. I thought they should be playing, but they didn't. So this was the wing that they need. AJ Dependence number one pick. What do you feel about that guy?
I would not have done this, but I get where you're coming from. Immediate question is, how do he and Jalen Johnson play off of each other? That's my immediate thought. And I know that it's the number one pick. If you feel like this is your guy, you got to get your guy. But this is a draft, Chris and Corban, that you can get 3 different dudes who all are vying for the number one pick, who all play relatively different positions, right? So you can kind of meet best player available and best fit for your team. I'm kind of curious of what the fit between Jalen Johnson and AJ Dependence kind of looks like, Chris. How do you kind of picture that in your head?
I think you figure it out. You just take it. To me, he's the best talent. Just screw it. Especially now.
Check up, ball up. Let's go.
Especially now with the way, ball up top. Just I don't think you can worry about that right now. Like I said, I think he's the best player in the draft, and if I'm just gonna figure that out down the line. I know there's no more Trae Young there, which you almost forgot for a second that he was traded, but he's not there. I think they'll figure out. Jalen Johnson's a good enough playmaker. AJ can do some playing. I think they'll figure it out. I really like this. I like the build of what they have right now. With Daniels, I think they would have guys with just crazy length. I'll figure that out. We'll figure that out down the line. Maybe later on, I think they have another pick down the line. Maybe they can get a guard. Like I said, there's a lot of Steven we talked about. There's a lot of good guards in this. Maybe you can get one late, but I'm not stressing about it. I'm just gonna take AJ. We'll figure this out. Boom, let's go.
What you think, Corban? What do you think about that fit? I saw you kind of shaking your head when I was asking about the fit with Jalen.
Yeah, I was kind of agreeing. I like Jalen Johnson a lot. I think he can kind of operate as like a point forward of types, but really I think I don't know. I guess I look at Jalen Johnson as like a guy who you can kind of play through, and he when you need to score, he's that guy, but he's a really good facilitator. Like you're still trying to explore the studio space with him in Atlanta, right? That's kind of why you trade Trae Young. I actually had the privilege of watching him play Denver live, and like you could see, okay, he would stabilize the offense. He's the guy getting the big bucket. I think by bringing in AJ, like that could work. There is a world where they can both kind of play off each other. I don't know if that's this world right now. Sorry, I'm a comic book fan, so the Christ on Infinite Earths, all of that. Like, I'm not
speaking my language, dude.
Okay, here we go. There you go. You get me there. So, but like, I'm a chaos agent. You know what I mean? Like, I say I'm with Chris in the why not thing. If you are Atlanta, if you get the big 3, any of those in those top 3, I think any of them, there's going to be, if there was Cameron Boozer there, I have questions with him and Jalen Johnson as well. Darren Peterson is probably the one guy I think just slide in and that works perfect. But hey, all 3 of them have the talent that draft evaluators have been salivating over all cycle, right? So I can live with that. Like I guess that is my question. How him and Jalen Johnson work together, both similar roles. Is this like a Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum situation, or is this like
it reminds me of those two pairing together?
And it's a good problem to have.
Or it could be a problem like DeJounte Murray, Trae Young in Atlanta, where you have 2 guys similar position and neither plays the other well, in terms of like with each other. But let's go on that Boston route. I believe.
I believe too. So that's what I'm going with. All right. We got the number 2 pick, Steven.
I'm not hearing the chime if you're playing it, Chris. It's not playing for me.
I should have said in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know. It worked before. I don't know. Maybe it's.
Can you
know,
just do
our
it?
charm.
Can you just like acapella do it? There you go, Corbin.
Bing, 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 bing,
That's
bing,
better.
bing.
I actually like that a lot better.
That's way better.
I think I might have to talk to the ESPN or something about.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
you can tell your boy didn't do choir. Anyways,
All right. So I'm up with the second pick for the Indiana Pacers.
Oh yeah, the Indiana Pacers are on the clock, by the way.
Yes, and they're here on their own volition. Like they got here all by themselves right after an NBA Finals appearance, with an assist of an injury to Tyrese Halliburton, and then just let Miles Turner just kind of do his own thing. And you kind of have to look at this as like as just a free year to kind of explore, figure out who you like, bring them in. A lot of people are saying that this is their version of the San Antonio Spurs when they had David Robinson and then they found their way into Tim Duncan. So I'm trying to find the Pacers their own Tim Duncan. Now there's a player who draws a lot of Tim Duncan comparisons in terms of demeanor and winning, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going to get the guy who I think is the best player in this draft. I'm going to go Darren Peterson. And now why I like this pick is because you got Tyrese Halliburton, you got Pascal Siakam, you got some young dudes on this team who are hungry, you got Nembhard, you got all kinds of people in this class that can do a lot of things. Darren Peterson can come in and immediately play the two right off the rip, play off of Halliburton, but he can also get people open. He is a competitor, he is a rebounder, and there was a lot of conversations. I talked about this on my podcast. I've written about it. I've texted about it. I've tweeted about it. I don't know why Darren Peterson is getting backlash for playing the game of basketball. I don't know why people are look at Michael Brown, missed 7 straight games due to back injury, not playing. Look at Jane Quaintance, who missed the start of the season, come back. He's already re-aggravated. He's got swelling in his legs. He's not playing. Why is Darren Peterson, who is getting out on the floor, playing the game of basketball, getting national TV criticism about being on the floor when he can, I don't get it. I don't like the narrative. It kind of reminds me of like what would the Anthony Edwards narrative look like if it didn't happen during COVID? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we're just kind of doing our day-to-day routine. Darren Peterson is magnificent. Like he is a great defender. He's a great scorer. He's a great shooter. He's a very good passer with the upside to be an incredible passer. Putting him next to Tyrese Halliburton is the thing of nightmares for every other team except the Indiana Pacers and Coach Rick Carlisle. He seems like a Carlisle dude. I'm in love with this pairing.
No, yeah. I think the thought of, especially Indiana being in the East and they took us out 2 straight years, that pairing with him and the healthy Halliburton, that's scary, man. That's scary. But yeah, the number 2, if he goes number 2, I mean, Indiana's going to be very, very happy if he's the number 2. I think they'll be just
sprint
fine.
To the podium.
Sprint. It'll be the easiest thing. You just go right to the podium. So not much to add to it. But Darren, he's an amazing player. Like I said, the stuff with the injury. I mean, got to protect your future, dog. You got to protect your future. He's got a lot of money, potentially down the line. You got to protect your future. So this,
but he's playing.
That's what I'm saying.
He could mail it in and just be a top pick.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But Steven, no one's ever happy. It's just the way the world we live in. So, but Darren Peterson's going number 2 to the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers, it just makes me sick that they're going to get potentially one of these guys. But, that's what you get. All right.
Yeah.
Corbin, let me see if the chime. Let's see.
All right.
Can we hear the chime?
No chime.
You know what? I got to work.
It's all good. It's all good. You know what?
Hit it, Chris.
Do it again because I'm done.
Remix.
So, this is
wait. We got
Sacramento.
We got Sacramento on the clock.
There we go. Sacramento needs all the help they can get. All the shots to my guy Russell Westbrook. Still playing.
Anyway, patching things up, right? They're just like, let's get every old former All NBA guy from just
not play Keon Ellis
and then Keegan Murray's been injured half the time, and it's just been a cluster fudge over there. The sad thing is because they had the All-Star team of 2015, I was really excited to see how this team would perform, but unfortunately, they performed like a team out of time because it is 2026. With that being said, we're going to get a few young talent. Steven ran to the podium with the number 2 pick. I am also right behind him with my number 3. Not a whole lot of thought there. It is Cameron Boozer. Listen, guy to Duke, big man. What averages 22, 9 and 4, somewhere north of 60% of his twos he's making. Just a rock. The guy's solid. Steven brought up a Tim Duncan analogy in his bait and switch with his last pick, and I think that's perfect. It's the stoic demeanor, but he's a winner. That's all he's done all his life. And like, I don't know, I've always been kind of
an understatement. Like it's
it's
just like crazy the amount of winning he's done in his.
It is, and I'm learning like to put more stock in that because it feels like, okay, great. You could be on stack teams, whatever the case may be.
Glad
like,
you brought that up.
Win, sure. But it's like you said, the leadership qualities, the ability to be productive, be consistent. You always know what you're going to get from Cameron Boozer. There are some questions maybe about, defense. Also, finishing maybe outside. I know the rim numbers aren't super great, but like the shot looks good. Like he's solid. He's maybe not the most explosive guy, but hey, when you're Sacramento right now, like you just need talent, and you're getting one of the best guys in this class, a guy arguably number 1 in some draft evaluators, books, and you still go from there. At this point, by the time you get him, I'm getting all the De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan should be gone. I can't stop.
Deontay Murray.
Deontay Murray, all of them. Yeah, Zach LaVine.
Dion Waiters.
All these embattled scores, they should be off the team, right? Or at least kind of funneling their way out, and you really can start to build, hopefully, with Cameron Boozer, of course, but maybe you see Keon Ellis finally free the guy. Maybe you see what happens with Keegan Murray. You have Maxime Reynard. You have some young guys.
Neat Clifford. Shout out
Clifford.
to Neat.
Thank you.
Yep.
Didn't even give him. I mean, I guess Devin Carter's still there somewhere. So you still have some young guys that you can, give a chance to. But obviously, Cameron Boozer is the prize jewel of that, and there he is.
So obviously, he seems like he's. I know AJ has gotten some criticism and Darren's gotten, but it seems like with Booze, people are really like after that. Remember the first game? He missed his first 7 shots against Texas, and me being a Duke fan, I was like, the one thing that stood out, he didn't let that affect everything else. He was still hustling. He was still, setting screens, rebounding, doing stuff defensively. Like I said, he's not a perfect defensive player, but he was still, he was still, his shot wasn't going down, but, and then like you hear at half, Shire's like, just relax, play your game. And then boom, second half, he balls out, so that's what I like about it. It's like, he's just always going to be doing stuff where even if the shot's not there, he's always working. And like Corban said, he's wins. And I think we need to put more emphasis on guys winning at the AAU level, in the circuit scene. We got to put more emphasis on that because that does mean something. Even at a young age, that does mean something, and it does translate, to the next level. I know he's going to be going into in this situation, he's going to a bad situation, but you need those type of guys if you want to change the culture in Sacramento eventually. Like you had a cup of coffee with that just a few years back. You want to get back to that. That's a good player to start off with. Like he's not perfect, and there's some flaws, but that's a good player. I think he's going to be a good player.
Yeah. Look at this Duke team, Chris, and I know you're a Duke guy. Outside of Isaiah Evans, like who, and even him, like who do you expect on a nightly basis to be the second best player? It's different. It's different every game. And if you think about it, Cam is essentially like the de facto point guard. Like he's the Nikola Jokic on this team, where he's rebounding, he's passing, he's defending, and of course he's scoring. He's doing everything at a high level. The questions there are questions. He's not perfect, like if he's not playing the position he's going to play in the NBA right now, then or the role, then what's the projection? You know what I mean? So there's some of that, and maybe there's athleticism concerns as well. Like he's strong. Is he, and Corban did a good job of pointing this out, but is he like a freaky recover athlete? Then what's the defensive ceiling at the next level? What position does he defend at the next level? And how does that compare to his offensive role? So there's some concerns. I think that's why I definitively have him third on my board. I don't really see a way where I could ever have him 1, even though this is considered a big 3. but he's clearly very, very, very good. Like he breaks analytical models to pieces.
Yeah. Piggybacking on what Steven said, I also have Boozer third on my personal one. But like you said, with these top three, it's really more or less a case of semantics in terms of whatever team is lucky enough to get them, right? Like if you're in that top three, sure, we'll take Boozer. Like I'm not even thinking about it, so I'm with him.
There we go. So Boozer goes third to the Sacramento Kings, and we have the Washington Wizards with the 4th pick. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
26 more times, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta get the water.
I hope
ready.
you got some lemon water, little honey,
Little
some
honey in
in
there.
there.
Well, we got the Wizard. If Trae Young was not there, I would have gone differently with my original pick. But
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with Caleb Wilson. Just give Trae Young another monster, to lob it up with Sar and a bunch of those guys, and just he's super athletic, long. He's a good one, and so I'm gonna go Caleb Wilson here. I would have gone somewhere else if they didn't make the trade just a few days ago, but I think Caleb Wilson. You just add a bunch of monsters to that with Trae Young, and let's have they're gonna be fun next year if with a healthy Trae and all those youngins, those thoroughbreds they got potentially. So I'll add him to the with Sar and all those guys. So I'm gonna go Caleb Wilson with the 4th.
Chris, I would say that even if they didn't trade for Trae Young and you drafted somebody else over him, like I would consider that to be a mistake. I think that Caleb Wilson's got the upside to like be more than the 4th best prospect in this class. I'm gonna put it to you like that.
Okay.
Because I think I talked about this on my show too. I don't know where projection has gone in draft analysts. You know what I mean? Or analysis, because I think a lot of people look at current production, and there is something to be said for current production. But where has the analysis of projection gone? When has looking at this player as not a finished product and projecting what that could look like if he taps into the flashes that we see on top of the current production? Where has that gone? In my opinion, if there's going to be a Kawhi Leonard, if there's going to be a Jimmy Butler in this class, it is going to be Caleb Wilson, because a lot of people say he's a dunk machine. And that's all he does. So you mean to tell me all he does is get to the most effective shot in the game of basketball? Okay, cool. All right, that's good. I'm glad he's got that figured out. You know what I mean? But then if you watch the other stuff he does, like the grab and go, this dude will dribble the ball up full court, get into Euro steps in transition, and finish around people. And then if you look at the stuff that he can do in the mid and the high post, where he can turn around, face up, get in these ridiculously high degree of difficulty shots where he's in a recliner fading away, hitting these shots with touch, and the playmaking stuff that he can do too. He is talked about as nothing but an athlete. I think the feel conversation with him is so absent, and it kind of drives me crazy, because if you look at the high-low stuff that he does with Henry Vasar at UNC, he's got a good degree of touch and he's got a good degree of passing feel. This dude is a baby Rottweiler where he's running across the kitchen floor and his back end is slipping out because he's running so fast that he doesn't know how to gain traction on a slippery surface. He has so much potential to tap into that I think that he has some of the craziest upside in this class, and it drives me crazy that the feel and the touch conversation with him doesn't get discussed really at all. So I am wrestling with having him third on my board. I'll just put it to you that way. It's not clearing away, but I look at this as a big 4. It's not that anyone has lost a step to me. It's just that Caleb has played up to those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the only thing bad about him really is that he goes to North Carolina. I mean, that's the only bad thing. You got
to forgive people for their mistakes.
That's the only bad. No, but like you said, to add that, the fact that it's not that the big 3, the top 3 has done anything or regressed. It's just he's like, no, I'm joining the party, guys. This is a big 4, baby. This is a big 3. This is a big 4.
I do have one question before we move on. I guess the one that kind of asked Steven this. And you too, Chris. In general, I'm with you in terms of his productivity, high motor, all of that. Do y'all, and mind you, this probably isn't a big deal depending on team context. Even with that being said, do y'all have any concern on that perimeter game, that perimeter shooting, or lack thereof? Because I don't even see that as like you said, in terms of projection. I don't do the projection game after projecting that Johnny Davis will be an all-star. Rest in peace to that take.
No, I was with you, man. I was with you.
Yeah. That was the last time I did some meaningful projection. But like, to put that joke aside, looking at Caleb Wilson, I mean, I don't see it. And maybe he doesn't need that, right? And in the right role, it doesn't matter. There's certain guys who can thrive without that. But that is a concern for me that has him locked in 4, because those other guys, I think, can rise above that. Whereas I think Caleb can get to a very solid level. But again, that's why I asked, what do y'all think about the shooting? Because I don't see that being something that it just doesn't. The numbers don't look good. I don't really see it.
Well, again, like I look at the touch indicator stuff too, and like there's a lot of people that say that the layup stuff isn't very good, which I understand. But if you like do some research, a lot of the most athletic players who have ever played the game, like in their first year, and a lot of times it's their only year before they go into the NBA. Like Amin and Asar Thompson in the OTE, their finishing numbers, like on non-dunk finishes, weren't like mind-blowing. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of these dudes are still trying to figure out what they can get away with. And if you look at Caleb, where he played on teams where he wasn't always the top dog, and now he's the top dog at UNC, he's trying to figure out what he can and can't get away with. So I factor that into it. And then I also factor, again, those high degree of difficulty reclining mid-range shots. Like, if you can shoot that, I find it very hard to believe that you can't shoot like a catch-and-shoot corner shot or an above-the-break, like, catch-and-release 3. There's some projection in that. Like, Corey Tolaba on No Ceilings, like, brings up this, like, man of faith, man of science thing when it comes to scouting. That's where, like, my man of faithness comes in with him. Is like, I see touch indicators, I see the high degree of difficulty shots that he can hit on with crazy touch. Like, if he can hit those shots, like, why couldn't he hit a corner 3? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just kind of like where I am with that.
That's fair. No, I definitely appreciate that. I was just curious. And there's going to be a guy that if he's around him, I'll probably draft where I believe he's a shooter, even though the numbers say otherwise. So I definitely agree with that analogy of faith and science. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Corban, is there anything like with his mechanics that you don't like exactly with his outside shot?
Not necessarily. It's like I haven't really seen a whole lot of the shot of the shooting. And I think that's kind of the thing. Like, I feel like the shot itself, I think he can get maybe a 12-foot shot together. Like, I definitely could see that being a thing. But I think it's a mix of like the numbers when he has shot it, at least up to this point, like have not been great. And he doesn't. It's almost like he knows it. You know what I mean? Like there's, and that's good. Maybe that's playing to stick to your strengths, right? And you are someone who like does that. But at a certain level, especially since he comes in, in the NBA level, what is he? 6'10"? I think he's solid enough. Like, is he going to play just inside? Like, is he, is there ability to have a pick and pop to kind of open that dynamic ability there? In addition to the way he plays and crashes, or is he like just 12 feet in, which isn't an issue. But again, it's not like the shot's broke. I don't think that.
Okay, got you.
Listen, I come from the school of Sean Marion as a jump shooter, so I'm definitely not even a doctor. Like, I'm not the guy to talk to about. I'm like, if the ball goes in, it's good. That's kind of how I look at it. If the ball goes in, it's repeatable.
Tyrese Halliburton. Listen, Steven, we did shows and
Kevin Martin.
He said Steven was, well, I think you had him as high as like top 5, right, Hallie?
I had him 4. I almost
had him. And you wasn't that stressed out about the jump shot because it's like, it goes in. Like, for instance, Kevin Knox, not to go off track, but Kevin Knox, beautiful shot for him. It didn't go in, and that's why it wasn't crazy. Like, why are we so high on Kevin Knox? The shot's beautiful, but it doesn't go in enough for me.
It's a nice looking miss.
It's a beautiful looking miss. I might use it in 2K as my my player.
Yeah.
But that's like he throws a pretty ball conversations in the NFL draft, right? Like, well, I like him because the spiral's tight. Yeah,
exactly.
Justin Herbert, right? Justin Herbert throws a pretty ball, but he scores.
He threw it right out anyway.
Don't get me started with Justin Herbert, but that's a whole nother story. But real
quick, other thing that I'm sorry, just real quick, because I love Caleb Wilson as everybody has picked up on. The thing that I like most about Caleb Wilson, and this is where like the old man in me is coming out right here. He is the best player on this team, but he plays like he's coming off the bench. You feel me? Like he plays hard. Like every rebound is his. He high points rebounds. and then he sprints down the floor and finishes before the defense can get set up. If there's a loose ball on the floor, Caleb is diving after it. You know what I mean? Despite him being the best player on the team. So like little stuff like that really just like has me infatuated with him.
Okay. All right. We got the Brooklyn Nets with the 5th pick. Bing, 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 bing.
Another one.
The little brother in New York is up.
All right. So little brother's up, meaning I'm up because, you know, a lot of people don't know this, Chris, because, you know, our family is kind of, you know, the genes are a little bit murky. A lot of people don't know that I'm your brother. You know what I'm saying? So little known fact. That being said, this is, in all honesty, like the 5th pick is really where the draft opens up. If you look at anybody's board, you look at anybody's mock draft, there's a lot of places you can go. And then, depending on who you like, then we start having the guard conversation. Like, who's PG1 in this class? It was Michael Brown coming into the season. And then at different points, it was Kingston Flemings is crashing the party. I'm not picking either of those, but I'm picking a point guard, and I'm gonna shake things up here.
He's doing it
because I can't get fired. Darius Acuff Jr. is gonna be my pick here. I'm going Darius Acuff, and here's why. One, he's a Razorback, and I'm a Razorback fan. I'm just gonna get that out of the way because I'm sure it's gonna come up. That's not really why I'm picking him. Okay. Of all the guards in this class, I truly feel this way, that Darius Acuff does not require a screen to get to his own shot. And if you look at the major concerns that were surrounding Darius Acuff, even by me, I was not a Darius Acuff guy coming into the season. I wasn't a big fan. You know, he's from Detroit. He's got that like New York kind of point guard vibe to him.
New York vibes. Yep.
He's getting the Steph Marbury comparisons online and stuff like that. The scoring we knew he could do, but what about the passing? What about the shooting? My man is, of all players in college basketball who have a minutes percentage of at least 70, so that's just indicating that they have a high, like a big role on their team, right? I want to weed out the guys who are in there for like 6 minutes or whatever. Of all the players in all of college basketball who have a minutes percentage of at least 70, Darius Acuff Jr. ranks 31st in assist percentage. So that point really neutralized. You know, he is a very advanced playmaker. He sets other people up. I actually got to watch him live when I went back home to Arkansas during the Christmas break. And something that I walked away like super impressed with, and I've seen it every other game since, is that he looks to set up other people first before he goes and tries to get his own bucket. So I really appreciate like his approach as like a true point guard. He wants to do a temperature check of everybody else to see who he can rely on later in the game before he starts cooking. Then he'll go and put the team on his back and go get his own shot. So I love that aspect. I love the fact that, again, where was the shooting as a high school player? Not very good. He's shooting over 42% on high degree of difficulty. Like Michael Brown was supposed to be a shooter. Everybody's talking about how great of a shooter he is. He's a sub 30% shooter, and I haven't even seen him on TV in a month. You know what I'm saying? Like Darius Acuff has come in and has passed and has shot. And Chris, he can play defense too. Like I watched him fight over the top of screens. I watched him compete. This dude has a block percentage of almost 1.5. So like he's getting up, climbing the ladder as like a 6'3" guard who's powerfully built. Like how many of these guards are we? How many of these guards are we talking about? Like he's skinny, but he plays strong. He's skinny, but he plays strong. Like Darius Acuff is not skinny and he plays strong. He's built. He's NBA court ready right now. So like he is not being talked about as PG1 by a lot of people. He's my PG1. And dude, if he plays like a New York point guard, hello Brooklyn. Like let's roll.
Yeah, and that's why I think we get the Steph Marbury comps, because Steph Marbury coming out of Lincoln High School and then go to Georgia Tech, like he was like people say, yo, he can come out of high school, and that's kind of what we get with there. Like they got the similar builds. Like I said, he plays like a New York point guard. That's why you get a lot of the Marbury comps. So I'm with you, Steven. I think he's PG. I take him. If you're Brooklyn, I would do the same thing. I'm taking him. and I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, I like it. I think it was solid. You brought up my guy in the shooting percentage of Michael Brown, who I love, even though I should not by the numbers, right? But I can't argue with anything you said about him. I can't argue with what y'all both talking about, that New York mentality, that scrappiness, the fact that he has grown as a shooter, year over year has been great. He's just been solid, and in a very talented, surprisingly deep kind of point guard class within this draft, right? Because you do have him, obviously Brown. Kingston Flemings is just risen up the board just dramatically over the last 2 months, right? And there's other guards as well, but those are like the three main ones right there. I do think that there is an argument that hasn't maybe been brought up enough that you did bring out, Stephen, about him being, PG1, where you roll out the ball and let it rock. And for a Brooklyn team that definitely made a play on, on ball creators from a point guard or perspective, maybe you get the one that's the blue chip prospect that you've been kind of looking for with the 5 bets you took in the last one. Like Yegor Drummond has definitely shown some real consistency. Yep, Nolan Troy has had some moments. Like there's been some good play for these guys. Not to say they've all been busts or anything like that, but maybe in getting a cuff, you get the guy where you can kind of form it around, and it's like, okay, who's going to play alongside this guy, and really start to build your foundation of a team from there. So I'm with it all the way.
Yeah, the 2 games I watched with him was, the Duke game. He looked good in there, but it was I think they played Tennessee.
Oh, bro,
and he took some.
Tennessee.
There was one possession that was like, I was like, okay, I think he's the best point guard maybe in the country. Like he's this good. He took someone half court, and like you said, Steven, he analyzes everything first. He's not just going right to the shot. He analyzes, doesn't see anything. He takes, and then he just steps back, boom, and then he swishes. It was a thing of art. It was beautiful. I was like, oh, and just watching him the whole game, like he's just stronger than everybody. And like I said, that's the one thing we talk about with guards is, do they have the strength to handle the NBA, as a rookie, the NBA load? Like it's a long season, and you see a lot of guards tend to, will get worn out after the All-Star break or something. I don't think he's going to have the issue. I think he's going to come in. And if you're Brooklyn, a high upside, you took 5 guys last year in the first round. You took a lot of guards, Igor, and who's the other one they took last year? The Treyarch. You took, but this one, hey, he might be it. They can't. Thomas might be gone. Probably going to be gone, most likely. He fills into that spot and gives them high upside. Yeah, I think if you're Brooklyn, this is a home run pick.
And I believe it was the Tennessee game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Coach Calipari had to pull him from the game because he was playing too hard. Like he was exhausted. Like he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
He was playing so hard, like my man couldn't even breathe. Like I want a player I can go to war with. I was talking to like a prominent skills trainer over the summer, and they think that, basketball is art. He says, no, basketball is effing war. I want people who I can go to war with. And that's Darius Acuff is a dude that I would be more than happy to go to war with.
This plays hard. Like doesn't take much, and just playing hard. And that's another underrated thing is just this guy plays hard. And that
loves his teammates too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so that's I love that pick. All right. We got the Charlotte Hornets next on the clock. Ding, 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 ding.
All right, we are still holding strong on that. I love it.
I'm cracking a little bit. Don't even 6 pick. I'm cracking.
No, there you go. All right, you know what, Charlotte? This is tough. Like I feel like they've been better, right? I feel like they've improved. I don't know if
America's team. They're so fun.
They are fun, and like the problem I have with them here is that I want to draft like a point guard, right? But I'm not totally convinced that LaMelo Ball is out of Charlotte. Like, I'm not. I'm going to draft a point guard.
I think he's gone.
I'm but I like okay.
Maybe
so like
summertime.
The rumors.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I feel like you're right, and maybe that's where it is. Like, I don't know. The only like quote unquote prominent rumor that's come out outside of like social media is like Kendrick Perkins. So I'm sorry, I don't look at it as like.
Oh, come on now! I can't.
So like, I don't know.
What did he say recently?
Why have a Tylenol when you have a perk?
There you go, Steven. That's words to live by for sure. but like, I don't know. He said something about him and Charles Lee kind of having an issue. Like, I'm sorry, Perk. I just don't think he's that plugged into Charlotte of all places. I just don't. With that being said, when he's been with them, like he's been fun. Like Con Knuppel has impressed. Like, come on now. I mean, Steven knows, Chris, I'm eating a little bit of crow. I had him in my top 10, but I didn't have him this high. I didn't like him in Charlotte, and I'm totally like what? Who? Yeah, he's been amazing. You've had improvement. I mean, Miles Bridges is still there. You've had other guys step up, and Sion James has been great. Like you've had these young guys really come
Ron
together.
Kalkbrenner's
been just a revelation at center, right? Yes, and it's been a scrappy team. And LaMelo Ball, when he plays, he's been fun. He's had some good moments. He's had some bad moments. Bottom line, though, I'm going to draft a guard because that just feels to be the position.
LaMelo's guaranteed to miss at least 30 games a season based on recent history.
He's the Anthony Davis of guards.
I was going to say, ironically, even with LaMelo Ball there, point guard would be a position of need. And because of what Steven said, yes, injury. And you said, Chris, injuries. It's his ankles. I think there's something Steph Curry-esque to that, maybe early career, because there's always something wrong, like with his ankles. And I don't know. That's just something that's been reoccurring, and all sorts of little things. So preamble over. Now comes to what point guard to take. Acuff is gone. That's fine. He wasn't personally number one for me. I was fighting, and I still am, even as I talk right now, between Kingston Flemings and Mikal Brown. I don't know why I love Brown so much. But we're not gonna talk about him. We're gonna wait for later because we're taking Kingston Flemings.
Let's go. Little hook and ladder, little bait and switch.
Yeah, I was trying to take it after you, man. Get a page out of your book. Kingston, listen, I was fortunate enough to be on the Puma circuit when he was playing on that last year, and the dude was, even then, just looked solid. Best point guard in the circuit. That was just talked about casually, around people there. Like that wasn't even a question, right? And I feel like it's one of those things where I didn't expect his jump shot to be as huge of a jump as it was. It wasn't bad at all over the circuit, but it's been damn near automatic. Excuse my French. Like it's been amazing out here, in college. The mid-range was always money, but the efficiency from three has been great. And that's in addition to his ability to see the floor well, push pace with purpose and not out of control missile, like a heat-seeking missile to find the basket, whether that's with him or if that's somebody else is finishing the play. His passing's been great. His floor mapping is amazing. And that jump shot, man, that makes it all dangerous, like at all levels. So I think if you have him there along with these other, young guys in Charlotte, now you have a true point guard who's going to make things easier for your young guys. Like I can't even imagine what it's going to look like running the break, and you have, Kingston Flemings at the attack, and then you look to your left and you have Brandon Miller, and and then maybe on your right you have Miles Bridges, Kalkbrenner's a trailer, whatever the case may be, Knuppel spotting up. Like he's going to make the right play. It's going to make Charlotte electric. They already have been playing well. Put it up a whole nother level. Bring in Kingston Flemings.
Can't go wrong with that. That's a good pick. He's kind of under the radar. I think he was a 5-star, right? Kind of under the radar 5-star, and I don't think a lot of people
consensus top 25-ish, top 30th,
but his teammate was supposed to be the higher,
Oh man, the Sanak attack. Let's not
Sanak. Sanak was supposed to be the high profile guy at Houston, and
Milos Uzan, who could have been drafted last year, like if he was okay getting drafted at any spot, like he could be in the NBA right now. That's what made the projection with him with Kingston so tough. It's like, are you going to play over Milos? Or are you going to play over Emmanuel Sharp? And Coach Sampson's like, no, he's going to play with those dudes. And he not only is he going to play with them, but he's going to be the captain of the team. Like those two are going to defer to Kingston Flemings. And it's been crazy to see because he's also like a really talented defender as well. And he doesn't make the same mistake in a game twice, like which is a prerequisite if you're going to be a freshman to see the floor for Coach Sampson. Like you have to be a crazy processor of the game, especially at his position. It's been insane to see. Like I have questions about like, is he like the prototypical NBA style point guard? Probably not, but neither is Kassan Wallace, and he is like incredibly valuable to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Alex Caruso is not the prototypical point guard in the NBA, but he's incredibly valuable to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like the way that I described it is that Mikal Brown Jr. is like an analog stick point guard, and Kingston is the D-pad, but you still can play with the D-pad and still win the game, right?
Oh,
so like that's how I look at those guys.
No, yeah, definitely. All right, so we got the Utah Jazz up with the next pick. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, I had a little flair to that one. I'm going to take a guy that I loved last year. I thought if he came out of the draft last year, I would have taken him in the lottery. I'm going to take him here. I know this is probably not a crazy need, but I'm going to take LeBaron Fallon. I just think he's
over Michael.
Over Michael, yeah.
That's wow.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to do it. I just think he's a pure bucket. He's quick. He's twitchy. I just love everything about his game. I love the Bama off. I love the Bama offense. Maybe it fits him perfect, and I think it comes coming to Utah. I know they got a bunch of guards there, but I just absolutely love LeBaron. I think he's just that good. So I'm going to take LeBaron Fallon here at the pick to Utah.
I want to do a show because this would be I would derail this podcast for just talking between both of these two. Chris, this is why I like doing stuff like this, because it gets me out of like the echo chamber of just like nothing but draft people who have been watching these dudes for months and months and months. Like, I'm getting people who watch a lot of other stuff on top of college, and it's not all they're watching. So you get an outsider's perspective. I would love to see, or love to talk more about like what makes LeBaron over Michael. And that's not to say that you're wrong at all. Like, I would just love to hear more about this. I know that it would derail this show, but
no, we'll get back to
you for going for your guy, man. Like,
no, I love that. I think the efficiency's gotten better. The outside shots getting better. Like I said, I love his quick, his twitchiness. I just love everything about that, and I just, Mikel's good, and I loved Mikel too. Priest, I thought he was third best prospect, but LeBaron is just. It feel like he's getting better. Like I said, I think he should. If he came out last year, he would have been a lottery. And he's improved the stock. I just love the game. He's efficient for a guy who's 6'3", 6'4", shooting over 50%, shooting 36% for three. Like I said, the twitchiness, everything about that. I don't know. Maybe it's because he has a little bit flair to him, the New York style, and that's just something that I'm just ingrained and I love. But I love the game, man, and I don't care what they have in there. I know they got a few cards there. Dude. I'm just gonna. I feel good about. I would feel good if I'm Utah if I get LeBaron.
I love it so much.
And if they're Mikel too, it's not that I don't like Mikel too. Like I would.
No, you hate him. Everyone hears how much you hate him.
If they were to take him, I'd be like, that's a good pick too. Because I still think there's a lot of upside with him too. But LeBaron's my guy, and I would take him here. So, Corban, what are you thinking? Talk to me, dog.
Listen, I respect a hot take. I respect sticking by your guy. I love the encouragement that Steven gave there, because you got to go with who you feel. It's as much as drafted, and Steven talked about there's guys that do this all the time, and this is literally the focus 24/7. I mean, come on now, we are No Ceilings Plus subscribers. We get it. Like, there's people who do this all the time. With that being said, it's still a crapshoot, right? Like, everyone's been wrong on a lot of different guys, right? Big and small.
I've been wrong a lot. I think we all have missed. Even
not me personally, but I know a lot of people who are wrong.
Steven's the greatest. You never miss. Never
there
miss.
You go. No, you never miss. Exactly. But,
I'll say this. I'll say this, Corbin. I'll say this, Kevin.
Yes.
I've talked to a lot of scouts. I've talked to a lot of guys. Guys. A lot of people, and they're like, just go with your gut. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. Like, sometimes we overanalyze this sometimes, but sometimes
consensus is wrong all the time.
Exactly, right? Consensus is wrong. I mean, so like sometimes go, and my gut, if I was in that situation, and I've learned this a lot just from the last 5 years, 6 years, just doing this, as an independent guy, sometimes I overthink it with a guy, and then I'm like, oh, I missed man. Sometimes
if you're
going
to be wrong,
why didn't I go with my gut?
Be wrong on your own back.
Be wrong and strong.
If I'm wrong, I'm cool with being wrong. I've learned that from talking to Steven. But if I'm wrong, I'm cool with being wrong. But I'm going to go with my gut.
Be wrong off your own back. That's why I had Derek Queen 4 on my board. Like, that wasn't consensus at all. I like Derek Queen.
No, definitely not. No.
And sometimes you just watch a dude and it's hard to even quantify why you like him so much.
He's just a hooper.
Why I like Derek Queen so much last year is because it's like he just moves like an NBA big man. Like, look at the stuff that he's doing at his position. Like, no one at the NBA is at his position is gonna be able to defend that. You know what I mean? No. So
then we focus on he can't do this, he can't. Well, that's what he can do. He could score, and that's literally the emphasis of basketball is to score points and score.
And
more
fit
than
matters so much
and
too.
And fit is a big thing too. Yeah,
so
like he's in he's in a good situation for himself. Maybe not the team outlook is a good situation, but for him, that's a good spot. With all the injuries they've dealt with, he's been able to come in and do a pretty good job. So, like I said, I'll go with my gut. That's my gut, So I'm gonna go with LeBaron there. So.
I like it. I say do it, man.
Yeah, much respect.
We got with the 8th pick, the Dallas Mavericks are on the clock. Ding, 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 ding. I'll put a little bit quicker to it. Quicker.
Got hit it with some bass next time.
Yeah. I'll work on it next. But Dallas is on the clock.
With Dallas on the clock, that should have been chopped and screwed a little bit. You know what I mean?
Man. I heard they traded a guy last year. I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah, it was the insider trading. It was like when McHale traded Garnett to the Celtics.
You got. I'm sorry. When they got multiple NBA All-Star Anthony Davis, or was that what we're talking about?
Sometimes I guess.
He plays every.
He's the only. So I made this joke to the group chat earlier today. It's the breaking news that Anthony Davis will not require surgery. I'm like, he's the only player where it's breaking news that he doesn't need surgery.
I know, right? Yeah. And people are like, "Oh, wow, this is big." I saw on my timeline. Oh my God, we're shocked.
Yeah, we're shocked that he's not that hurt. Okay.
He's not broken.
All right. So speaking of Dallas, this is not the way that I expected the draft to go, which is how you should expect the draft to go all the time. Is that it goes a way that you never go. I have Michael Brown Jr. as the 3rd best point guard on my board, and I have him 7th on my board, and I'm picking with the 8th pick for the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm just going to go Michael Brown Jr. Sometimes you don't got to get too cute. Sometimes you got to go BPA. I understand that they like Kyrie Irving on this team long term. Maybe they're going to do some trade asset revitalization with him where he looks good. They can move him for assets down the line and stuff like that. I think Michael Brown Jr. just makes a lot of sense playing next to a guy like Cooper Flagg, who can make his life a heck of a lot easier. They can work off of each other very nicely. The one play that stands out in my mind, every time I think of Michael Brown, this one play stands out where there's a pass where he's playing defense. Someone tries to pass, and he jumps up in the air one-handed, grabs it behind his head, and Spider-Man passes it down the court to an open teammate for an immediate transition play. Like, Michael is a scary athlete, and he has, the prototypical positional size at the point guard position that everybody is after. If you had one question about Michael Brown coming into the season, it was the finishing, and he's shown that he can finish in college. Now, it would be cool if he did some of the other stuff that we like too in the summertime, like hitting 3-point shots and stuff like that. But I believe, in no matter what area of a player's history that you watch pre-NBA, like, it's all relatively a small sample size. It's just which one do you believe in the most. I could talk myself into believing into the 3-point shooting that we saw from him in FIBA play and some of the AAU stuff. And I can easily talk myself into believing that he just has to be a better shooter than what we've seen this year at Louisville. And if I'm getting a better shooter with an incredible playmaker, with the athleticism, the positional size, and just making everyone's life easier, pick 8. I mean, come on. Like, let's go, Dallas. Let's get our point guard of the future here.
I second that completely. I mean, I love Michael Brown. I think Steven did a great breakdown. Don't want to go too long in the interest of time, but love it. Think it's a good fit in Dallas. Let's keep this bad boy rocking. I'm all on board.
All right, so Michael Brown going. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder with the 9th pick, the defending champs. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, that falls to me. Yes, and what does Oklahoma City need? Honestly, not a whole lot. Listen, I've been torn here because there's 2 guys I'm looking at. One's definitely a project, but if any team can take a project, it is Oklahoma City Thunder. The other, you might want to bring along slowly just because he has been, coming back from a pretty significant injury. But he would be game breaking for this Thunder team. I think I'm just going to go with that. I'm sure the other guy will be drafted sometime here soon. I'm going to take Jaden Quaintance for this team. I think you get a guy who, kind of smaller, as a center. Definitely, again, and we talked about Caleb Wilson. This guy, I mean, Quaintance definitely isn't a shooter at all, but like he is a guy that's defensive potential, the upside he has there, what he's already shown, what he showed last year with Arizona State, like what he's shown last year at Arizona State, what he's shown now even in a limited time, coming off of ACL surgery, right, with Kentucky. Yes, the numbers don't pop up the page at all, but like they don't need to. If you're watching the film, you can kind of see the reaction. You can see, what he looks like as a player. You bring him in on a Thunder team that's going to have some interesting contract situations moving forward in terms of paying all these guys, and what happens with Isaiah Hartenstein at the big, and knowing that you can't just play Chet Holmgren by himself as like the sole big, right? You need another guy there. I think Quaden's the guy you can bring along. Yes, you have Thomas Sorber. I didn't forget about him, but point being, you're building a foundation. Yep, you're building a foundation of defensively capable, with upside, with athleticism at those big positions. You funnel one out. If you lose Hartenstein, you bring another one right back in. So I think this is the pick here to make.
Yeah, and like you mentioned before, they're a team that can kind of take chances on these guys who have some injuries. Like I said, I mean, Sorber didn't come into it with the injury, but they could take a chance on that, and they could take a chance on Quaitons too, and because if they pop, they got like I said, if Hardenstein leaves eventually, bam, you just replace him with one of those two bigs. So
yeah,
maybe
and then
maybe
I'm sorry.
Oh,
these Thunder Spurs battles gets even more interesting.
Oh yeah. That definitely is. So that's a good pick. All right, I'll try to move it a little. With the next pick, we got Milwaukee. I'm going to go with Haynes standby. He's going to be, if they somehow figure a way to keep Giannis, he'll be the new version of Brook Lopez. A younger version. And that kind of worked with them. With him and Giannis, they had a great. I know they have Miles Turner there. I don't know how long if he'll be there long term with them. He's someone you've heard on the trade. I feel like he's always, no matter where, he's always in the trade block. So all depending on but I like him a lot. I like it. He's a stretch big. Can do a lot of good things. So I'm gonna go with Haynes back here with the pick for the Milwaukee Bucks. So
I like it. Elite rebounder. Potential to shoot. I like his passing ability. Better defender than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
Too. He's not like a elite rim protector, but he moves on defense. I like him.
All right, we'll move it a little bit here. We got Memphis up, Steven.
All right, I'm gonna go highest on my board. I got Braylon Mullins 9th on my board. I'm gonna go here. There's not a point guard right now that I feel comfortable reaching for with the Ja Morant maybe traded out. They still got Scottie Pippen Jr. off the bench, who's one of the best backup point guards, if not the best backup point guard in the entire NBA. I like Braylon Mullins. He's the type of dude that no matter what stage of team building your team is in, he makes everybody's job easier. If you got star players, he spaces the floor, gives them driving lanes. He makes Ja Morant's, attacking to the rim a heck of a lot easier. You can shoot in a phone booth. He's the best off-platform shooter in this entire draft class. And working his way back from injury, he has been super duper efficient, and he's a lot better defender than people are going to give him credit for. They're going to look at this like skinny white dude from UConn, and they're going to be like, yeah, just pick on him defensively. I watched him play in Providence, and every time he was attacked, he stayed in front of his man. He made their life, a little bit of a living heck. I think that he's just really, really talented. Give me Braylon Mullins here.
There you go, Braylon Mullins. And he's coached well. He's coached real well, so you know that. All right.
Yeah, he's a maniac, yeah.
We got the Chicago Bulls with the 12th pick, Corban.
All right, Chicago. Oh man, interesting. Let's see. You know what? Nikola Vucevic is what, 35? Bring another big. Let's.
Yeah, he's our age. Yeah.
I mean, listen. I mean, you're not wrong. No, we're gonna go with Yaxo Lundenberg.
I love it. Good pick.
Appreciate. I just think as a guy comes in ready-made, solid, productive. I know he's over 23, but listen, we all know that at 24, like as an NBA player, you just cannot develop any further. So, at least you're getting a guy at 23 who can step in, love his ability to play inside out. There's some small ball 5 in him in certain matchups. He's just going to be good. And I think, again, you are looking for someone to kind of step in. If Vooch is even there, he's in the final year of his contract. So if he's even there next year, fine, you have a capable backup. I don't understand why he would be there, but it's Chicago. Who knows, right? But if not, fine. You sub him out. You sub some young guys. You got to figure out who's part of this long-term future, and you have a guy who can at least build around this next iteration of the Chicago Bulls.
Awesome pick. I love that so much, dude. Yaxel is great. He's toolsy. He turned into a 40% 3-point shooter this year while being still a great defender, rebounder, passer. Just does everything.
There we go. Yeah, and Chicago needs a lot, so that helps. All right, we got the Portland Trailblazers on the clock here. This might be a reach.
Reach, baby. You already picked LeBaron over Michael. Like how deep is this bag?
I'm reaching. This is another guy that I love. I'm going with Cameron Carr.
Oh,
okay. Ooh, I like Cameron Carr now.
Yeah,
but I have him a little bit later on. But I like him.
I'm going with Carr here. I just think he's super bouncy. Just what he does on the perimeter. Just add another athlete to this bunch in Portland. I really like what Portland's doing here. I really like what they're building here. You know, once they get Scoop back, we'll see how that. But you add Cameron Carr to a bunch of just Lamborghinis out there. I just love it. So I'm gonna
Lamborghini Mercy.
Yeah, Lamborghini Mercy. I said he's a freak.
Not play.
You had him and Shaden Sharp on the wing, and with Scoop potentially coming back. And I'm still on the Scoop. I'm still a Scoop guy.
Never give up. I'll never let go, Jack.
I'll never give, because the way he played the end of last year, I think they weren't good, but he was good. He was really good, and the injury that was devastating for me. But
I think Cameron Carr also has 26 blocks on the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
as a 6'5" shooting guard, he's got 26 blocks.
You add more length to that team, hopefully Scoots up, with Kling in there. Let's go. I'll take that. So maybe a little bit of reach, but I'll do it.
Speaking of let's go, and I'll take that, San Antonio Spurs are on the clock, and I got to go with a guy who, listen, I'm not going to say I'm first because I'm never first, but I definitely ain't last here. Like week 1, Keaton Wagler caught my eye, and I asked everybody about Keaton, and they're like, yeah, he's kind of nice. Let's see what he does in bigger competitions and stuff like this. Keaton Wagler is the best player on a loaded Illinois team. He does everything. I get he's scrawny. He's not my typical cup of tea for a prospect because I'm more keen on like physically imposing players. But watching this dude play, like he attacks all the time. This kid is wiry, strong. He lives in the paint. He is a good passer. The thing that I like about Keaton Wagler the most, I know we want to keep it moving, is that every game he could either lead the team in passing, he can lead the team in assisting, he could lead the team in rebounding, or he can lead the team in steals. And I think he does lead his team in all those categories, if not 3. So give me the freshman who is like a 3-level scorer, like dribble, pass, shoot, and defend guy. Like, come on. Put him in San Antonio with Wemby. Like, come on. This is too much fun. It's too much fun.
Do you worry about, because I said he has the length, but he's like $175, something like that. Do you worry about, him being,
this kid was a nobody coming into the year. Now he's like the star player on Illinois.
Yeah.
Like if he can go if that segment A to segment B, what does segment B to segment C look like? You know what I'm saying? Like get this kid into NBA, like strength and conditioning, like nutrition and all that stuff. Dude was like Mr. Kansas, and Kansas let him get out of state. Like he could have either been playing high major basketball in Illinois or Minnesota. Like, yeah, let me get this hungry kid who is just like taking college basketball by storm. Put him in San Antonio. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's go to work.
That might be the perfect spot for him. Yeah, that's a good spot. All right, we got the first pick out of the lottery with the 15th pick. We got the Miami Heat on the clock. Corban.
You know what? This is where I'm kind of thinking, okay, need versus like my own like board and my own guy here. That's where I start to get risky. You know what? He's another winner. We're just gonna go take him. I'm gonna grab no.
Do it. Don't second guess, man.
I wanted to go with Koa. I like Koa Pete.
Koa?
Around this range. But
Koa Pete on the Heat, that's too neat, man. Come on, let's
do this. Drop the bars.
With the bars.
But I'm gonna go
bars.
I'm gonna go a little different here. This is where I guess I take my reach. Bennett Sertz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I love doing mocks with y'all.
Yeah, because I think you Davion.
Is this a reach? Is this a reach? Really?
I mean,
I like Bennett.
I think okay. So Ben, I have Koa a little bit higher than Bennett. I like Bennett too. I'm thinking for Miami. I'm like, they have positions of need, right? They have positions they got to figure out. But like point guard, Davion Mitchell's been performed solidly at that position. I think we can do better though. I think Davion Mitchell is like a part of that. I think he's a rotation level player in that. I think get Bennett Sturtson, he could be, a guy who comes in, do the flamethrower from three, the way he navigates, offense and out of the pick and roll. The screen navigation game's amazing. The spacing he brings is going to be dynamic for a Miami Heat team that has had an electric offense for the first month and a half of the season, right? It seems like teams have sort of figured it out, but also it would help their shooting in an amazing degree as well.
He's got a clip. He's got a clip,
real, and it's always loaded. Like, you got to watch it. You know what I mean? And like, that type of gravity on the floor opens up so much more if you're going to Bam Adebayo and you're keeping Tyler Hero. Let's say you're not making a move for Giannis, you're not putting those guys in for a trade for anyone, well, then who would kind of accentuate the strengths of these guys? You still have, Andrew Wiggins as well. So you have these guys, Jaime Jaquez. I can go down the list of the productive players they have and a guy to kind of tie it together. Is this going to lead them to a championship core? I'm not saying that right now, but I really think as somebody who's been the focal point of Iowa, coming in, you don't have to be the focal point here. You got other guys who can assume a lot more offensive usage, but you can be dangerous in your own role. And I really think Bennett would thrive in a Miami Heat system.
I think he would absolutely kill it in Miami. Absolutely. I forgot there was a possession he had where he's just like confident, and then like almost half court, just bam, and swish. It was. I'm like, he's gaining as the handle. Like you said, what he can do in the pick and roll stuff, do screen. I don't think this. I've seen a lot of mocks recently that have him in that 15 to like 19 range. So like, I don't think that's a reach really.
I love it.
You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I was saying Koa's in there too, so they are in that same range. But it gets kind of weird for me, at least, in that crapshoot of like, okay, I'm going from my big board to the actual draft, and like what team. And Koa could probably work there in Miami too. I'm not saying he couldn't, but I like.
He's got that Miami Heat build. You know what I mean?
He does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
I like right. The Sturts thing. I mean, him, Hero, Powell, like he kind of fits like that type of guard that they really covet too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's it. They don't bring Powell back because Powell's a free agent end of the year, I think.
I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent. Yeah, he's a free. But that's going to be interesting to see what they do with him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because like, what do you give him? Like, his contract situation is going to be very weird to see how much he gets because it's.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you have somebody who kind of slides it there, and you kind of fill that shooting by committee between him and Hero and others. Yeah.
Okay, we got the Warriors with the 16th pick. They're in a weird situation too, where they're trying to figure out with all their old guys, like
every year, man.
They haven't figured out the big situation. It feels like in a long. They thought 40-year-old Al Horford was going to be it. Clearly not it. I'm going to give him a big that I like. I'm going to take Patrick Ngamba from Duke.
I thought you were going to take my guy.
I'm going to take him. I think what he does well, like he's strong. He has his hands. We know a lot of bigs that they don't have good hands. Especially like those rim protecting type of bigs. They don't really have, good. He has really good hands. He's strong with his hands. He's good decision maker. And I think in a system where you need, everyone to make good decisions, with Steph Curry and all those guys, I think he fits. I think he'll fit in well, though. So I'm gonna go Patrick Ngamba with the pick here to the Golden State Warriors.
I love it, man. I think that he gives you playmaking at the position too, which I know Golden State would love that at that center position, a guy that they can play through.
Bogut-ish, not bogus, but in that season, that bogus like style, like that type of big that they.
He's hard to nail down for me because like he is like the second best passer on this Duke team too. You know what I'm saying? Really. But he rebounds and blocks shots. He's funky and he wants to shoot too. So like.
Got to work on the fouls. He fouls a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing too.
Yeah.
But
Draymond will help him out with that.
Draymond, yeah. Oh, Draymond.
Nope.
All right. What we got next? We have
Atlanta.
They had the number 1 pick in our draft, so they back here with the 17th pick, Steven.
Yeah, where the players play. All right, so AJ DeBansa was the number 1 pick here for the Atlanta Hawks. This is interesting. So Onyeka Okongwu is being talked about as a potential trade piece right now. So if I'm living in the moment, and we already got this like combo wing player. I kind of want them to get it. I kind of want to get them a big man, and I don't want to get like a floor spacing big man. I don't want to get them like an undersized defensive minded big man. Like I want to give them like a big man. Let me get them a Mara. I think that he gives this team such a unique look.
Yeah.
I think that he
like,
is
like 7'9" feels like he is.
Yeah, 7'3". He's gotten a lot better since he left UCLA. I love him in that Michigan system where they are really building. Like Dusty May is a fantastic coach. He's getting these dudes NBA ready. I think an amazing rebounder, great playmaker too out of his position as well. So I mean, you get that high to eye playmaking ability where he can find AJ DeBanza cutting off of like a handoff or something like that with him. Like, come on now, like this is getting too easy for the Atlanta. Like the bright future Hawks are here. I think that Ade Mara gives them a fun wrinkle to their team.
No, yeah, he's definitely benefited with Dusty. Dusty May is just one of the best coaches in basketball. Like he's just the way he's been able to turn around Michigan like that, killed it in the portal. Yeah, Mara's an interesting guy. Now I think he was probably like the second round range, probably like an interesting flyer big. Now he's like no, he keeps rising. So yeah, that's a good pick for Atlanta there. I mean, we gave them the Banter early on, so that's a nice draft for Atlanta. All right. We got Memphis on the clock. Corban.
Memphis.
Braylon Mullins earlier.
You said what?
They took Braylon Mullins earlier.
They did. Thank you for that reminder. Yes.
Braylon Mullins was the earlier pick. We took Braylon at what we take him at 11th with Memphis.
11th. You know what? I think this is where I take. I think I'm gonna take Koa P here.
Koa P, yeah.
I love it.
I'm thinking I'm gonna take Koa P here. I like him. I think he'd be a really good front line alongside Jaren Jackson Jr. That's if he sticks around. We'll see kind of what that looks like. The changes on the horizon in Memphis for sure. So another point guard probably going to get moved. Who knows what happens after that? But even then, you still have Santi Aldama. You still have other bigs that he would work with. Koa Pete puts the power, in that power forward position. A little bit of a throwback game, probably not in the best way sometimes in terms of the range and that sort of style. But the guy went to my old high school. He's been a winner all over. Perry High School won. What has Arizona? Have they lost a game yet?
No, undefeated.
No, so he's winning. You know what I mean? Like,
number one team in the country.
There you go. And they play Arizona State tomorrow? I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
He was just as big of a winner as Cam Boozer, and like Cam's dad is Carlos Boozer as a basketball player, but Koa Pete comes from like an illustrious football family too, like very athletic family.
Mm-hmm. Dude's a tank, man. And there's some, again, just like there was with Boozer, maybe he's not a rim protector, right? And definitely, a guy who I'd say is below the rim finishing, solid there, but that's where he is, and limited in a certain capacity, at least as right now. But listen, he's just solid. I think he's going to fit in right along Memphis. I think he's going to really be able to make an impact. Now, the role, maybe that's yet to be determined, because I don't see a small ball 5. So, okay, it's a 4. What does that look like? But bottom line, I think he's going to be a solid player. Definitely locked in the lottery for me, or mid lottery, late lottery for me. And I think for Memphis, this will be a steal.
No, can't go wrong with that. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder back on the clock. Earlier, they took Corban. You had them taking Jaden Quaynes out of Kentucky. So with the 19th pick, do I continue with another upside guy that they could just keep on the bench for a few years, or do I take someone that might be able to help them out here? This one's, what?
Just listen to your heart, dude.
Listen, my heart is telling me Isaiah Evans from Duke.
Wow.
I'm going to take him. They need some bigger guys on the wing. I know they got guys, but they need bigger guys on the wing. That seems like it has some trouble with not having the length on the wing. They have the guys, but it seems like it's a lot of shorter guys. So give him Isaiah Evans, who's a shooter. He could score. I know he's hot and cold. He's hot and cold, but when he's hot, he's cooking. So I'm gonna go Isaiah Evans here for OKC.
Yeah, I mean maybe cheap Isaiah Joe replacement. That way they don't got to worry about the contract stuff. He's bigger. He's gotten better as a finisher around the rim too.
Yeah.
Like everyone's, and rightfully so. Like the dude is one of the better shooting prospects in this class. But his cutting has gotten better. His finishing at the rim has gotten better. You know, he's shown to compete on the glass a little bit more. He could be fun in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. So I'll go with Isaiah Evans here to Oklahoma City. The rich get richer. And I think they're on. We got Toronto on the clock.
Yeah, and my evil plan worked because I thought this dude was going to be off the board when I took a Amara to Atlanta. I really like this next guy. I have him 12th on my board. Amari Allen out of Alabama. Give me Amari Allen.
He's rising.
Dude, he is so good. I mean, everyone, and rightfully so, everyone loves Keaton Wagler, but Amari Allen is like a 6'8", 6'9" freshman forward who dribble pass shoot, leads Alabama in rebounding. And he's not like the most explosive athlete. He's just very smart. He plays with a lot of craft. He good use of body shielding and finishing angles. He's a solid defender. I'm not going to sit here and sell you a bill of goods that he's an elite defensive guy, but at 6'8", 6'9", adding him to Toronto, playing in that unique style of offense, you know, where he is also, I think, second on Alabama in assists. Like, you get a lot of utility out of a forward in a system like this. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Amari Allen here.
Amari, I got to find him first. All right.
We might have to put a placeholder in there. I don't think that he was on this last update, but he will be there. He will be there.
Okay. All right, so we'll put a random. Let's put. I like this guy's name. That'll be.
Yeah, Karchenkov. Yeah. Karchenkov, yeah.
I can't say his name. You said it better than I could.
Yeah, bless you.
Exactly. All right, so more. All right, Corban, we got OKC back on the clock. The rich get richer, man.
I know. I'm like
top 21 picks, man. That's
I could just
crazy.
take a crapshoot here with them.
Don't answer the phone when Sam Presti calls. Like,
I know, right?
No,
He
for real.
will finesse you.
He will. You know what? I'm gonna go with the project here. We're not gonna waste time. New Zealand. Let's do Kareem Lopez.
Kareem
I like it.
Lopez.
Because like I don't think the numbers have been great from three. For someone who's gonna come in kind of like a 3-and-D kind of shooter, but athletic. I think defense is solid. You know, I think he has some intriguing ball skills that maybe can develop. And also, who cares? Because Oklahoma City, and like right now, like, you know, he has the time to kind of continue developing. And in OKCU, you know, whatever they got going on down there,
OKCU.
and it can develop over there. And so I really do think right now you kind of just go take a reach. This maybe is a reach, but I felt we're going more of a not a win now player because Oklahoma City is in the unique position that they are winning now, and they're set for sustained excellence, but a guy who may not challenge the current roster duration that exists. So I think with Kareem, you get a guy who, hey, we give spot minutes to, we see what happens. Maybe he really starts to flourish, 2027, 2028.
Yeah, I like this range with Kareem. I know there's a point where he was potentially could go higher, but this is a good spot for him.
But
yeah, it felt like there was not too long ago where it was like there was top 10, maybe even higher buzz, but it's definitely, the shooting stuff not there and stuff. But, I think this is a nice spot for him too. All right. We have the Boston Celtics. So I just sabotage him and give him someone I don't like.
No, come on, man. Be better. Be better.
All right. You're right. Let's be mature. Let's not forget about the New York Boston stuff, Jaylen Brown crying every 2 seconds. Let's forget about that stuff. All right. Boston Celtics. You know what? Do I give him upside? Do I give him someone that can help? You know what? I know he's not. He's kind of been.
You are trying to sabotage them. You are trying to sabotage
just
them.
like he wasn't trying to get the first round pick earlier.
His first pick. No.
I'm on to your schemes.
No, I'm just trying to help him out here.
I'm just letting you know. I'm going to tell Tyler Rucker what you're about to do, and he's going to be very mad at you. I'm just going to let you know.
No, Rucker's not
Rucker is going to be mad. Okay. Just do it though, man. Just do it. Right. Do your thing.
Data Met. I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
Now try to say something good about him.
The Native Met challenge.
He has a lot of upside potential.
He's tall.
He's tall potential. He's gonna go to Boston. You don't have to force him to play. Develop him. Maybe that's the spot he needs. He needs to go to a team like that where he could just sit and watch, and develop properly. Because if he goes to somewhere where like a worse team, maybe that's and he's out of the league in a few years. But Boston, maybe they could develop him properly. They've done a good job there, I think, in the last decade or so. So I think that's a good spot for him if he were to go somewhere. So I'll go Niederman here. He is talented. I know he's crazy and efficient and the rim. I know that all that stuff there. Yeah,
talented, but
talented.
how?
Yeah. You know what? He has the name. He has the name of a ball player or an accountant. What does a player like though?
I'll say some nice things about him.
What are some nice things? So say some nice things about him.
He's a good positional passer. He's got pretty decent vision. Like he can't pass on the move, but if he's like posted up on like the block or the mid post or even on the perimeter, he's a good playmaker. He's a good rebounder. He gets to the foul line a lot. Like he draws a ton of fouls.
Yeah, he does.
And if you look like how I was talking about segment A to segment B, looking one way, what does B to C look like? Nate Ament was criticized in the offseason because of his build. He reported to Tennessee, and in his first game, he looked noticeably stronger. You could say that he's still trying to learn how to play with his newfound strength. And if you believe that, and he does turn into everything you want, he's still giving you value this late in the draft as a freshman, as a potential 3-and-D prospect, even though he isn't blocking shots, even though he's almost 7 feet tall in college, and he's not really shooting the ball efficiently. But there are some nice things to his game.
Is he a guy that we could see? It feels like we get a couple guys that were lottery picks or maybe even higher that somehow dropped to the second round. Is he one of those candidates, or is he just the talent's too good for him to pass up at this point of the draft? If this were to happen.
I just saw Corban in the chat say something. I'm giving up on you. That was good. I don't think he's Imani Batesing this because he's still doing things outside of the shooting stuff. Like he's playing decent defense. Again, even though he's not blocking shots and he's 7 feet tall, he's still playing decent defense. He's a really good rebounder. He's a good positional playmaker, and he's grown to be strong. If you believe that you can fix a shot, then he's a completely different player, and you have an absolute steal here. Look at Josh Minot. He was one of these busts. He was a very good project player coming out of Memphis, went to Minnesota. The Timberwolves gave up on him. He's in Boston, and now he's playing like a man possessed. You know what I mean? So, like, if there's a team that can get the best out of a player, Jaylen Brown, project player, was not supposed to be drafted as high as he was. Couldn't shoot, was just an athlete. Boston turns him into, he's now their best player with, Jason Tatum being injured. So
he's going to be all NBA first team.
We don't talk about Boston's developmental system enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Like really at all. So like I do see a reason for Nate Ament to be a Boston Celtic.
That's my thinking here. Is like if you're Boston at this point, maybe all your guys that you maybe like on, maybe like, all right, this kid got some talent with our development system. Like we trust our developmental system. Let's give it a shot. That's just my thinking. I don't want to sabotage Boston as much as I would love to see that.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Two things can be true at once.
Tell Ruck I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I apologize.
You'll tell him. You'll tell him
Wrath of
yourself.
Rucker is coming.
Yeah.
We got Charlotte on the clock.
Yeah, man. Let's keep this Hornets team humming or buzzing, if you will.
We gave him Kingsley Flemings earlier, by the way.
Got Kingsley Flemings earlier. We like what we're seeing from Con Knipple. We like what we're seeing from Ryan Kalkbrenner. We like what we're seeing from Sion James. And we still have Liam McNeely in the fold. Maybe he can do some cool things. Let's keep this team fun. Let's give him an energy dude. Let's give him some size. Somebody who a little bit older of a prospect, but I think he offers a lot of upside, especially that we've seen him play a different position this season than what we saw him do for a national championship team last year. Thomas Houck. Let me get that madman on this team. Let me get him in here to help rebound. He can play make. He's showing that he can attack from the perimeter, playing a brand new position. The 3-point shot and the percentage isn't great, but he's experimenting. I think he's going to get it to a point to where he's at least respectable. And he is going to bring the energy on this team. He's going to take the hard assignments on defense. He's going to crash the glass with complete recklessness. He's just going to do winning stuff on this team, and I think he perfectly accentuates the rest of the talent on the roster. They
need to just keep adding winning players. Players. He won just keep adding winning players to change that culture. This is why this is a good pick They added with Kneppel last year. Just keep adding winning ball players. They had too
I have
many
him way higher on my board too, by the way.
Yeah. So this is a good pick because I just for them that franchise that they want to finally be taken serious, get serious basketball players, get guys who win winning organizations. So that's a good pick.
You're not getting your star player here with 23, so keep adding to the talent pool.
Exactly. And they did a good job last year. Their draft last year was pretty good. So keep adding that. All right, we got who's not
Lakers.
Next? The Los Angeles Lakers.
Man. Huh. Interesting. All right. This might be a bit of a reach, but I'm going for it.
Dude, I love it. Just let's go.
Henry Bester.
No, that's not a reach.
I love that.
Damn
no,
it,
dude.
Okay.
I wanted in New York.
Yes, that's all the money.
Okay.
This happens to the Knicks every time. Every time I say someone I like, they always go to pick before, and then they trade down to
I'm
the
sorry.
I'm
sorry.
no, my good team didn't get the player that I wanted.
Steven, we still haven't won a championship since my mom was born.
Wait, didn't you guys win the NBA Cup?
That's it. That's championship of the sun.
we got bullied into not raising the banner.
Oh man, I would have owned it. I would have owned it.
I was cool. I didn't have an issue with not like. I don't get but you know how it is. The media would have killed us if we would have put it up, but then they're killing us for not putting it up. So it's like a catch-22.
You don't win either way. Yeah,
you can't win.
Fun. Just have fun, man.
Can't win for losing. But no, Henry, I think you get a productive big. I mean, I look at Lakers situation is really what I was doing. DeAndre Ayton, I was impressed with the start, but I mean, I think we've kind of seen. I lived in Arizona as he was a son. I was unfortunately again going back to Steven talking about projecting. I had him number 1 on my draft board back in 2018.
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah. I bought into the dominating. I bought into the Booker, him, Shaq.
Dominating.
I was eating out of his hand with all that, and I've learned. So fast forward, that's when I've always been a Lakers fan, but when I lived in Phoenix, I was like, okay, that's going to be great for them. Now, Jada Lakers fan, he comes in on a bottom. I'm like, you know what? I still believe. And for maybe the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, great. And now we're in that state of the season where he's kind of floaty and kind of mad he's not getting the ball enough. And, when we need him, he gets his 2 rebounds. And when we don't, he has a monster double-double. So I think getting big, that's going to be of the future because Jackson Hayes also is not part of that future long term, nor should he be, in my opinion. So we move on from that to begin with. And we get a guy who I think he's been solid. I think he was solid in Arizona, to be honest with you, but he's been solid in North Carolina.
I love Bessar.
That was my pick. That was my pick.
Oh, okay.
That was my pick.
And that's where I have him a little bit further back. He's still in my 20s, but just a few more picks down. But I like it for the Lakers because he can finish around the rim. He's an actual big man. There's some passing feel. That shooting stroke is real. Like, it's a nice mix of different
it's a lot.
big man
Some
archetypes.
Maxi Kleba,
yes,
with Luka in Dallas. Yeah,
exactly.
He's a bigger Kleba. Yeah.
Like, and I think that'll be perfect, right? He's been great. Like, I think that'd be perfect with Luka and a big that you can actually build around in this Luka Doncic era. So that's where I'm going with it.
I love it, man. Yep. Fantastic pick.
Appreciate it.
Fantastic. It's so good that I'm upset because I don't know who I'm taking now.
I do feel bad
with the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan at heart, Steven. We got to cry a little bit,
No, I got you.
All right.
This is the part of the show that everybody's been waiting for, Chris. Come on, man.
I hope the chime.
Do your
maybe the chime will.
That was. See, we both tried it for you.
Boo!
Got to do
the boos. You got to get everything.
Oh yeah, that's
up.
All right. So, with the 25th pick, I mean, you took my pick, Corban. So I really got to think about this one now.
Oh man,
you're gonna trade down or something.
So, what do you need? Like, where you? Let's talk this out. Let's talk this out. What do you need?
A big would have been ideal because Mitchell Robinson's a free agent, and just even if he were to come back, there's still a lot of he's gonna, like we mentioned before with guy LaMelo, he's going to miss 30 to 40 games. That's just an automatic with Mitchell Robinson. So you need more depth behind Towns. It's because with Towns, if you have no Mitchell Robinson, it's just Towns, and you're just worrying that's Hug Porty would be that's the third big right now, and he's solid, but I still think you think more credible, backup if Mitchell Robinson were to leave a free agent. That was my thing. But
we're
all the
in
bigs,
the weird part of the draft. Yes, we're in the weird part of the draft where you can get the project, which is right on top of the board, or you go undersized big man.
underside. Like, do I think about Florio?
Which is like, didn't we just do that with Yabu, who's now on the
Yeah,
block? You know
and
what I'm
we thought
saying?
Yabu would help out with that some of that tough, but he just has not fit at all. His minutes
Mm-hmm.
have been fluctuating in and out. Mike Brown trying to figure out which lineup is ideal.
So let's say you make a deal for one. All right. So let's just say that in this magical New York Knicks world, we can be happy Knicks fans here, y'all. Let's just try it out, okay? Let's just give it a shot. Let's see what happens. All right. So we're happy Knicks fans, and we traded for a big man that we like. Okay, we traded for a big man that we like. What's the next thing you're looking for in the draft, then, Chris?
Probably a wing off the bench.
There's some wings. We got some wings here.
So, all right, let's make the pick. All right, let's do it. New York Knicks. Let's take, you know what? Let's take Tunde.
I like it.
Let's take Tunde.
This is a good pick.
Let's take Tunde. Yes, let's take Tunde. He's a big, strong. He's another guy that probably a lot of people thought maybe we go higher. I felt like he got a lot of buzz, preseason.
Dude,
I'll kind of
25th,
fall off. But,
sprint to the podium for him.
But at this point, like, he's starting to play. He's playing good. He's played good. But a lot of people thought he was going to be top 10. But to get him here at 25, we need athletes too. We need more athletic guys. And just strong guys. And we don't have a lot of that. We need more
highest
toughness.
Scoring prospect to ever come out of California. He broke all the scoring.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I'm gonna go with it. I think Knicks fans would like this pick at 25. So I'm gonna go. Let's go with Tunde Yesifo.
Great personality too. Like, from talking to the dudes at No Ceilings who got to interact with him and watch him work out. Very infectious dude. I think that he would be really good for New York. He's a hustle guy. He's going to rebound. He's going to defend. There's some offensive stuff to his game too. So that's a great pick.
Yeah,
Knicks
coming
fans
off the
be
bench.
happy.
Yeah, I mean, no, they'll never be happy. But that's just how it is being in New York. Come on, Steven. We're never happy. So they'll hate me. Like, what are you talking about? We're not taking this guy. I've never heard of him before. Oh, sorry, John.
Can't even say his name.
Can't even say his name.
The name's too long on the back of the jersey. I can't read it.
All right. We got Minnesota up next.
Yeah, and this is a team that needs a point guard.
They do indeed.
They need a point guard.
Although I'm never giving up Rob Dilling. Rob with the shifts.
Yeah. You're on an island with that one.
It's over.
You're on an
it's
island
over.
With that. You're on an island with that, my friend. There's rumors that Ja Morant could be coming here. There's also the rumors that he's going to Toronto. I don't know. So I'm gonna pick based off of what we got. Give me Christian Anderson. I want to get Christian Anderson here.
I like that
for Minnesota. If you talk to Nathan Grubel on No Ceilings, he has him super duper high, and I love it. I think it's becoming close between him and, on my board, Chris, between him and LeBaron Philon. I think it's really, really close between those two. Christian last year was an off guard as a freshman for Texas Tech. He come in after ridiculous European play this offseason where he showed ridiculous scoring prowess. He's one of the best passers within this entire class. Even though he's a little bit undersized, he's a really good defender too. I think that he makes everybody's life easier on the Timberwolves, whether he starts, whether he comes in off the bench. Yeah, give me Christian Anderson.
That's a good pick, man. Good pick. All right. We got a few more picks left. I appreciate you guys again for hopping on this and doing this mock draft. This has been some fun so far.
Fun.
This is, and like you mentioned before, Steven, we all think about everything differently. We all have, and not everything's gonna be chalk. Everyone probably has why that guy everyone. How many times in the draft we see that guy went that high, or this guy dropped this low. So that's what I love about this.
Final answers aren't due for another few months, man. Let's just have fun. Let's talk about what we're seeing.
Exactly. All right, we got the Denver Nuggets on the clock.
So, Corban, make your pick, but there's a player who I think is really fun here if you don't take him, and I just want to get your opinion on him.
Oh, who are you thinking? Is it? Because I'm between. Okay, I'm thinking between Abdallas and Caravan, but I'm
not thinking of either of those.
Okay, please. I figured you.
That's what I like. Yeah, that's what I like.
I like that. Well, who are you thinking?
I want you to make your pick because I want this to be an organic thing. But I'll give you who I like.
Yeah, because I okay, I was gonna say I don't mind a committee pick on this one right now. I'm not gonna say
Okay.
I'm
well,
gonna
this is
say I don't
Chris's
mind.
show. I don't want to break any rules.
Oh, you're
here.
right. That is true. Chris, what do you think? Let's pick my committee for this one.
I'm just gonna ask your opinion. You don't even got to make this pick, but I just want to ask you what you think about it. Braden Burry's out of Arizona.
Oh, I thought he was gone already.
Bench. No, he's still here.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was gone. My bad, y'all. No, who did I think? Which other guard was taken?
I just took Christian Anderson. And
oh no, this would have been like maybe 7-8 picks ago.
Yeah, we took Bennett Sturts to Miami before Anderson. The last guard taken, like pure point, was Bennett? Miami to Bennett. Yeah,
Bennett. Yeah, you took Bennett.
Well, no one before Bennett. I could have swore he. Well, obviously he's not, but I could have swore I got mixed up. Well, then I like Burries. I like him a lot. I think he's kind of small. I think, but like.
He's short, but he's stout. He's powerfully built. That's what I like
Jameer Nelson. That's what he reminds me of.
You know what I say with Braden Burries? Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes.
You know,
that's what I see with him.
I look at a little like I think what makes him fun is that like is he not the perfect like backup point guard to Jamal Murray?
I think you can do a lot of the same actions with him. You have that floor spacing or that electric scoring ability. Yeah, it'll almost be like you have right now. I mean, it's they're obviously not the same players, right? Like it's
no,
the
they're
same
not.
Thing with, like,
they're different.
He's
not quick and like
no, he's not shifty like
no, and not exactly. But it's you can approximate a lot with him, just like you do right now with Jokic and Valanciunas, right? No, I like that a lot. I think that's much better than either of the guys are going to pick. I was going to go Abdallas because I did like the big playmaking role. And I thought that'd be a different look for a team that, I mean, right now they've had Christian Brown and Peyton Watson there. Those guys are more play finishers, more kind of, hammers to a nail type thing. Yeah, slashers, hammers to a nail in terms of like from that wing position where you do get a little versatility there. But I wasn't really feeling it because his shooting numbers aren't great. And I don't think you need another wing who struggles with shooting consistently there. So basically, no, we're taking Braden Burries. I was just going through my thought process beforehand, but that's a really good pick. I'm glad you brought it up because I would have waited until someone grabbed and went, wasn't he gone? And then, so there we are. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, no problem. Appreciate you entertaining it. And thank you, Chris, for allowing that to happen.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I that's just it.
Our benevolent Knicks GM / podcast.
The commish.
It's funny because I'm doing Corban. We're in that mock trade deadline thing, and then I'm shooting for the big fish. I'm not trying to. Some guys are trying to, since you're the Woj bomb guy, I'm not shooting. I'm shooting for the big fish. I'm not trying to go for little, role players. Nah.
I'll drop that bomb once we're done recording.
Drop a bomb. I made a clip too. The first.
Oh, you already did. So you don't even need it.
I said, Milwaukee, I'm calling you in the morning. Just answer your phone. Answer it now.
I love it.
All right. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers with the 28th pick here. Interesting. You know what? Abdallas. Take him.
I kind of like him in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a different look.
You just lost Ty Jerome,
Yep. And you barely have, Darius Garland. Sorry. Injuries, but
he's another one, yeah. Like I said, that big playmaking guy. Like I said, another guy, a lot of buzz, especially the first few games he had. There was like, oh, who's this guy? So, but get him here. Yeah, this would be a good pick for him. So I'll take him here. All right, Detroit on the clock.
This is a team that I think is the hardest team to really nail down and pick for. I got to hit Bryce Simon up and ask him which way.
Oh, Motor City, baby.
Motor City. Yeah, shout out. I'm gonna do just Chris Sinak has fallen a lot. And I understand why. Like I get it. I just think that the upside is there still. Houston was a weird commitment. I thought that it was like either the best or the worst thing for him. Like there was no middle ground. Okay. I think he's getting coached hard. And from Rucker, who saw him play live and watched him get coached up by that staff, he was super receptive, head held high the entire time. That means stuff to an old man like me. Detroit doesn't need him to be perfect immediately. Like they have the infrastructure to allow him to develop within that staff. Yep. And he just gives that team a different look than what they have on their roster right now. Like at his heart, he is a floor spacing big man. And you can open up lanes for, Asar, for Cade, Jay Ivey if he's still going to be on this team moving forward. Just this dude is the highest upside potentially the highest upside player left, and he is the highest upside big man in the class. At a certain point, the fall's got to stop. I'm just gonna take him here.
There you go. I was actually waiting for you to be like, not so fast.
Not so fast, my friend. Lee Corso.
Lee Corso, but no, yeah. At this point, I mean, yeah. If he's gonna fall this far, yeah, this can't. Yeah, we've seen crazier things. He could fall even further, but this is, at this point, yeah, you take him if you're Detroit.
Do you think, Stephen, that he stays in the, like, as of right now? Like, I know there's been like some talk, and it's not. Do you think he stays in the draft if he's taking this late?
I think if he stays this late, that's what makes it interesting, and there's a whole conversation to be had with the reasons why. I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world for him to come back. And the reason why is Tyler Rucker actually compared him to Khalil Ware in the
That was just about – I'm glad you said that because I was thinking of that. Like, it's very Khalil Ware, very similar to that situation. Because he was Khalil was at Oregon and he went to Indiana, right?
Yeah, but the difference is like Houston's coaching staff is actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's the major difference. But it's kind of similar as far as like
Khalil
the build.
was like a giant – like compared to Sinak too, but the narrative and the projection coming in and all that stuff very, very, very similar. The skill set is kind of the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see him coming back and continuing to play for Houston. I could see it's not hard for me to imagine anything going on with him, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of things at play.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought the Ware because, like I said, I was just waiting for someone to say it. I was like, it's very similar to Khalil Ware, and look at Khalil Ware he's doing pretty good now. Got his draft stock back up.
Walker
by transferring,
Kessler, same thing. Yeah.
Walker Kessler, yeah, and then is doing really good things in Miami now. Had a really good rookie season, so we'll see if that's the same that could happen for Sinek. So all right, last pick, Washington Wizards on the clock. I think we have them take them earlier.
Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Wilson. Did they have any other picks? No, that was it. So Caleb was the fourth pick, and now they have the last pick in the first round.
Right. Oh, and that is me. Love that.
Close it out for us, Corb.
Sheesh. Let's go with. No, why not? He's been a winning player. It's the last pick. Get another adult in the room. I think he'll be an interesting wing to play alongside these young guys and Trae Young, excuse me, I couldn't find his name. I'm gonna take. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna stick to my gun. I'm gonna take Corban.
Okay. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the last pick of the first round. Like, he's round the cusp, right? But again, another guy who's a winner, another guy who's solid. I think you do get a guy who kind of slides in the gap between these young developing guys they have and a guy closer to Trae's timeline in terms of like, all right, we're trying to, bring some guys who can slot in, knock down shots, keep the ball moving. You're going to be competitive. You're going to play defense. You're going to
your new Corey Kispert.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, and like I said, just get winners. Like when you're a rebuilding team,
good size too.
Good. Yeah, 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah,
like I said, shoot. Part of a good program at UConn. Just get winning players.
Shots too,
rebounds, get those winning players. So obviously they're trying to do something with this Trae Young stuff. They're trying to be like, all right, we're missing on these top 3 picks, these top 4 picks. We're not the lottery's not going our way. What if we switch it up and let's try to do it different way? And try to bring in Trae Young and try to bring in like a guy Corban. You bring in Caleb Wilson if this is the way it goes. You would, along with all those with Trey John, all these guys you already have, Sarr. Maybe you instead of just constantly worrying about tanking and trying to get the number 1 pick, you're just like, hey man, let's try something different, and maybe that's the way to go. But that's our mock draft, guys. So much fun. I really,
that was
really
a lot
appreciate
of fun.
it. I love doing these. Steven, in COVID time, I was doing a bunch of these. I just love getting perspectives from different guys and seeing how their minds work. That's how I've gotten so much more knowledge of the game and understanding prospects. So this is a lot of fun. This is the first mock draft for me for the new year, and there'll be plenty more to come. But guys, a lot of fun. Before we sign off, again, and make sure to subscribe to the Off the Ball Podcast YouTube channel and the 5-star ratings on all podcast platforms. Please tell us where we could find your work. plug any social media handles or whatever you're doing. Steven, you go first, man.
Yeah, so at Steven G Hoops on Twitter is where you can interact with me the most. Follow No Ceilings NBA on all social media platforms. We got 3 different podcasts that you can listen to No Ceilings this year. You got the flagship No Ceilings NBA podcast feed. You got the Locked On NBA Draft with No Ceilings. And Locked On is now the #1 sports podcast network like in the world, which is pretty cool that that happened the year they added us. I'm not saying it's because they added us, but I'm also not denying it either. And then we have the Ground Floor podcast, a collaboration between No Ceilings and Field of 68 that we started this year.
Yeah,
that's been going on good. And then on our YouTube channel, go No Ceilings NBA, go subscribe there. We just went over 20K
congrats,
this past
congrats.
month. Yeah, thank you very much. And if you're listening to this, I feel like you'll love No Ceilings as well. So if you're not subscribed, please consider going over and doing so. And then the last thing is NoCeilingsNBA.com for all of our written work. If you become a No Ceilings Plus member, you get extra articles. You get insight.
It's worth it.
Yes.
Appreciate it, fellas. You get insight to a lot of extra stuff, like when we go to games and stuff like that. You get notes on like our scouts and stuff like that. You get access to every weekend. I give you sleeper prospects of the week. So, and I try to keep you in the loop on some of the lesser known prospects that are within the scouting cycle as well. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Chris, as always, dude, thank you so much for having me. Anytime you reach out, I'm gonna make my best effort to be here for you.
My guy. Always love. Corban, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on. Always good to see Steven, man. Good to see you, Chris, as always.
Likewise, Corban.
Yeah, I want to give a real shameless plug because Steve was talking about the No Sling Plus benefits. They got the war room they do. Man, I live for their war room that they have.
Yes,
I love hearing the back and forth. Like I'll be working just like, okay.
This
like I love it.
I'll see the alerts on my Apple Watch and just be like, oh,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If you like it, Corban, you will love this one.
Because worth the price alone for that.
I appreciate it.
Really
And just a quick little aside for that. I like the way that our mock draft looked afterwards when I looked at it on paper, but doing it in that war room, I don't know why, but it was like a very difficult process to make it through that. So I'm glad that you enjoy it. I'm glad people like listening to that.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It's before Corban goes, it's worth the 10. What I don't know the exact prices, but it's 10. It's how when you see like your Netflix subscription go and you see like, damn, that's how much. $11.99, damn, or your Amazon thing. When they take I'm like,
whatever.
All right, that's good. I'm cool.
Yeah.
No, like, oh God, no. Take it. I'm happy. Money. Because you get the amount of information you get. It's if you want to know more about the prospects and stuff, you guys really do a good job. And like the Discord is fun. Like it's you guys. I don't know. It's worth the price of admission. It really is.
Thank you guys so much. That means a lot.
Yeah, no doubt.
Corban,
for sure, y'all.
Corban, continue.
Yeah, it's real. And also, yes, please appreciate you. I had to say it because I can't wait. You can follow me on social media at Corban NBA, Corban NBA. I work with two amazing groups of people who really know ball as well, in addition to this community here. So one is the Center Hub. Really love those guys there. A lot of good work.
Great group.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, a lot of good work there.
I did the preseason college basketball magazine with them. I did the American and the American
Great
East.
work you did on that.
Man, they helped me a lot getting interviews with coaches. It was a fun project to do. Really
Steven and Julie, there's so many good people up and down that team that I really, really enjoy working with. So I'm glad. And then there's some kind of crossover there because I also work with the great folks at Switch Theory. And there's also great people over there, in really more communities that just embrace basketball work. And I'm all about support. And that's why we shout No Ceilings to support those who really put out good quality work. And so that's what I like to say. That's where I am. You can find me there. And want to thank you, Chris, for having me on. And Steven, is always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Yes, Much love, man. And you going to be in Portsmouth this year?
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
I'll see you there.
Oh, that sounds good.
I might be.
Ooh.
Please don't threaten me with
We're on the street. Mavs draft. We're trying to get a game together.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Steven,
I'm trying to get some No Ceiling folks together because I want to see who's got the deepest squad. in terms of like the different outlets. I want
The
to
different
see.
outlets there to represent. Yeah,
I want to
It's gonna be
see.
fun. I love just getting together and talking and hanging out, but that is gonna be kind of fun to see
no.
how deep those
I
squad
might
roll.
have some PTO event potentially, so
let's
that's
set
my
it
plan.
up.
If I get it, if I
Jam's
get it in
gonna be
time-
there too. Jam, my
Yeah,
co-host.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's gonna
but
be fun.
but except you guys work for great publications that talk good basketball, give good insight. It's not too. I always say with you guys are no ceiling. It's you keep it fun. It's fun. It's not just all numbers and no. Because sometimes you see there's a lot of smart people out there who know bad, but then they just throw nothing. You're like, all right, that's a little too.
You gotta have it all. You gotta have it
you
all.
guys bunch it in, and I always tell you the colors. That's what pops and stuff. You guys do a great job. Center Hub, Corban, they do a great job. They put me on that project before the season. That was a lot of fun to do a couple comments and cover. But appreciate you guys. You can follow me at Off the Ball Pod on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, X. Make sure to follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Road to 700 followers is on, and we're ready to rock and roll. Mock Draft 1.0 in the books. We'll have another one hopefully soon in the chamber. So on that note, everyone, be well, be safe, take care. Peace out.
Start spreading the news.